Afternoon. So today we've got Sue's KID installed in our 12-volt system here, which we'll have a video on that, but this is inside our powerhouse. The KID's basically responsible for powering a 12-volt battery, we'll show you later, running the lights and our diesel fuel pump and a few things like that. But we need to get the KID updated on its firmware. So we're going to show you how to do that using a Linux laptop. This particular machine is running Linux Mint, but this works on any Linux. So we're showing you how to do it for Linux. The first thing you have to do is you have to get the file. So we're looking on Midnite Solar's website for a firmware file for the KID, and it's going to end up being a .fup. And you're going to get that file, you put it on a thumb drive. I like to just put it right on my desktop because you'll see why in a minute, but we kind of need easy access to it, right? So we don't want to have to go look for it. We want to know where it's at. So that's step one. We've got it on our desktop right here. It's a KID firmware 1864.fup. The second step is to get your USB cable plugged into your KID. Now your KID wall mount here, the USB cable doesn't fit inside the wall mount, so you have to pull it out of the wall mount a little bit and plug it in. And we've got it plugged in here. Now, I do want to point out this only works on the orange KID. This doesn't work on the other two models of the KID. So what we're going to do, just kidding, works on all the KIDs. What we're going to do is we're going to plug our USB cable from the KID into our laptop. And then on our KID, we've got to go into the menu. So we'll see if Sue can get in here a little closer for you. And there's a button labeled Menu Back. We're going to push that. And that brings you to the beginning of the menu section, which is Battery. We're going to scroll using the right arrow to find Tech. And the buttons on the KID are a little touchy. Sometimes you can double press, sometimes you don't press at all. But when we got Tech inside the brackets, we're going to press the middle button labeled Enter. And here what we're looking for is Firmware Update. So we're scrolling down, up and down through these, and you'll see there's an asterisk beside it. Once that asterisk highlights what you want, in this case Firmware Update, we're going to press Enter. But before we do that, I want to caution that if the KID has older firmware, when this happens, it's going to do a factory restore on the KID and erase all your settings. And it's a good idea to do a factory restore anyways, which will show you at the end of this video. So my caution is if you've got to this step and you don't know what your settings are, stop. You need to back up and go into the menus and write your settings down. So do that before you go any farther, because once we push this Enter button, we're committed and we're going to erase all of our custom settings. So we're going to press the Enter button on firmware. You'll see it says preparing. And now on our laptop, we're going to get a folder pop up. Now we're going to take that file that I said we needed easy access to. We're going to click our left mouse with the pointer on the file, and we're going to use our mouse to drag it. So we're basically dragging and dropping the file in the folder, and then it goes away. And now you're going to see the KID counting up in percentage. Once you see this, it's safe to unplug the computer and get the computer out of the way. And then you just let the KID go, and it's going to count up to 100%. And we're going to go be patient. We're going to sit here and wait for it, and I'm going to stop talking so we can fast forward. Alright, so as you saw there, it hit 100%, and the KID will actually go right back to work. Unless you've gone from an older firmware to a pretty modern firmware, the KID doesn't need to do a factory restore, but I really like to do that anyways, just because anytime you update firmware in a device, I think it's a good idea to do a factory restore, fresh reset, and just go from there. So we're going to now come in, and I'm going to show you how to do that manually. So I'm going to press that same main menu button. We're going to scroll to the right until we find Tech, using the right arrow. We're going to press the Enter button. Then we're going to go down to Factory Reset, and we're going to press the Enter button, maybe. And now what it's doing is saying press and hold left and right. So I'm going to press the left and right arrow, and you see it keeps telling me to hold for so many seconds. And the Mario's KID seconds are a lot longer than real seconds, by the way. Okay, now it's doing a factory restore. So now we're going to walk through and we're going to do the programming to charge our lithium battery. I will point out that we used a Linux laptop. You can use any laptop that has USB and supports, drag and drop firmware, drag and drop file system. So, all right, so now it's asking us, is our battery 12 volts? So it is, so we don't need to change it. So we're just going to go to the right one. And it's asking our battery type. We're going to find lithium. I'm going to press the right one more time. I'm going to set our absorb. In our case, it's 14.1. I'm going to drop our float down to 13.4. Equalize is 14.1. Input is solar. And the data has been saved. So now the kid's actually ready to go to work. It's pretty dark out here. The sun's behind the trees. So you'll see we're not making a lot of power, making 3 or 4 watts. That's it. The kid will tell you what it's doing. I'm going to go in and check my absorb time because it didn't ask me that in this menu. And this lithium battery has a very specific absorb time. So we're going to go here. We're going to press enter on the battery. And then we want to go into the absorb menu. We want to go to time. It's set for 0 minutes. They want 3 minutes. So I'm going to run it up to 3. And then on the kid, we have to press the save button. And then we're going to press status. And that's it. So that's how we update the firmware on the kid. So now we can go ahead and put Sue's orange kid back together, and go ahead and like and subscribe, and don't forget to look at the other videos where Sue explains this complete system for you. We'll try to put a link down below once that video is done. This one will probably come out first though. Afternoon. So today,
good catch.
We'll just do that.